What the heck is this tiny pouch from Shang-Chi, and why can't I stop staring at it? Hey everyone, and welcome to Pilgrimage Films, where we tackle missional concepts and dabble a little bit in comparative religion. I just saw Shang-Chi, and whoo boy!
Go see the movie.
Not only did I have a fantastic time, it was right in Pilgrimage Films' wheelhouse. So this video is going to have light, fluffy spoilers for the creatures that appeared in Shang-Chi. So if you don't want to hear anything about Shang-Chi, just circle back to us after you've watched it, but you don't need to see Shang-Chi to get something out of this video. I felt like Shang-Chi was a film that actually understood my day job, and I even learned about a few new mythical creatures and perhaps enjoyed some jokes that would fall a bit flat if you didn't speak any Chinese at all.
My name's not technically Sean.
What is it?
It's Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
No, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Shang.
Shan.
Shang.
Shan.
S-H-A-N-G. Shang.
Shang.
Yeah.
I promise, this is like 10 times more hilarious when you actually know Chinese. In Shang-Chi, we see the appearance of this peculiar, disturbing little fuzzball named Morris.
Let's not forget who the real hero is.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
he steals the show.
And he is both cute and terrifying due to having a headless, formless shape. And my number one question when watching Shang-Chi was, what the heck was Morris? Like, I couldn't wait to Google it. Like, is he real? Can I get one? Why does he seem so similar to my cat Neville? And I'm serious about that. My cat is basically Morris with a head. So Morris is what we would call Dijang or Handuan. Handuan basically means chaos. So there's these historical sources that describe Handuan as headless, lumpy bears with 6 legs, wings, and the appearance of a pouch or a pocket, like a hot pocket, not like a pants pocket.
You did that for a hot pocket?
Yes. Only for Hot Pocket.
You broke into a bank for a hot pocket.
Hot Pocket.
Hot pocket.
Morris is actually part of a larger pantheon of evil spirits. Although he kind of seems less evil and just like he's more of a mess. Again, very similar to my cat Neville. So these 4 evils, chaos, ignorance, gluttony, and deviousness, they inflict a lot of pain on humanity. And they're actually antagonistic counterparts to 4 positive celestial animals in Chinese folk religion. And like, I don't know how Morris made the cut, honestly. Like, I'm so proud of that little guy. Like, he's a bean among dragons. These 4 evil spirits are actually representative of abstract aspects of evil, such as Tao Tie, who is gluttonous.
Someone once said, war is hell. They've never been to fat camp.
In fact, that dumpster fire of a film, Great Wall, horrible movie, actually used Tao Tie as the primary antagonist, and they rewrote them as these weird ant-like creatures that attack China every 60 years. Again, terrible film. Matt Damon, you are better than that. You are so much better as a Martian.
Surprise.
Morris actually shows up in several ancient texts. And when we say ancient, I mean like really old. Pretty close to the Shang Dynasty and when the Yellow Emperor had his stories, which is different from a lot of Taiwanese and Chinese folk religion stories, which are maybe only 1,000 years old. We're looking at 2,500, 3,000, 3,500 years old. Some of the origin stories for Handuan may be religious or even a little political. For instance, the story from Zhou Zhuan, one of the most important historical Chinese books, claims that there are these 4 creatures and they're reincarnated into evil tribal leaders. And the Emperor Xuan defeats the 4 evil spirits. So there's kind of this idea of like, these tribal people are really awful, but they're also these evil spirits. I mean, it might be a little political, a little religious. Some of Handuan, or Morris's stories, are pretty hilarious too. Like in the writings of Zhuangzi, which is a foundational Taoist text from around 300 BC. So Zhuangzi wrote that the Emperor of the South Sea was called Shu, or Swift, and the Emperor of the North Sea was called Hu, or Sudden. And the Emperor of the Central region was called Hantan, Chaos, which would just say Handuan, right? Or Morris, maybe. So Shu and Hu, from time to time, came together for a meeting in the territory of Handuan. And Handuan treats them really generously. So Shu and Hu discussed how they could repay his kindness. They said, all men, they have 7 openings so they can eat, see, hear, and breathe. But Handuan alone doesn't have any. Let's try boring him some. And this goes back to the concept of the qi qiang. 7 orifices that you find in the average person. Swift and Sudden decide every day to drill or bore a new hole in Hunduan. And after 7 days, Hunduan dies.
Research and development. Putting in the man hours to study the science of what you need.
Last week, we put liquid paper on a bee. And it died.
That's the story. So as hilarious as this is, it perhaps represents a deep thought about chaos. That once you give sense and any sort of meaning to chaos, it starts to actually have order. And with order, chaos can't really live. Like, oh, little Morris, how'd you get so deep? How'd you get so deep, Morris? So this actually brings up one of the craziest things about Morris that I discovered. We get the idea of wontons from him. I went to the old Wikipedia, and it said ancient Chinese thought wontons were a sealed bun lacking qi chao, the 7 orifices. So it was called Hunduan, which means chaos. So over time, the word Hunduan changed to the word wonton, and that's how it basically came to it. They just looked at it and they're like, ah, that's a Morris, that's a Hunduan. At the time that this happened in ancient China, there was actually no difference between a wonton and a dumpling, really. So kind of dumplings in general are Morris.
Those wontons are too big, my friend.
Everybody loves those. People ask us for the recipe. We won't provide it. It's part of our training how to deal with people who want the recipe too bad. We have a phrase we have to repeat.
What is that?
We won't provide it.
I thoroughly enjoyed how true to ancient Chinese belief and culture Shang-Chi was. And Shang-Chi had a bunch of other mystical creatures, like the horse dragon, the Chinese lion, the Ninetales, which is actually a Pokemon. Let us know in the comments below if you saw a mystical creature in Shang-Chi that you'd want us to cover in a future video. To be honest, we probably could do a part 2 on Morris with all the hilarious stories we dug up. There's like loads of them. But we'll probably save that for Shang-Chi's next outing, which he should get because it was a fantastic film. But right now, it's that classic time, compare and contrast. In Taiwanese folk religion and East Asian beliefs, we see something that most world religions have in common, and that is the personification of creation. So personification is the attribution of a personal nature or human characteristics to something that's non-human. For instance, the ocean is not merely a body of water, it becomes Tiamat, the Mesopotamian god of chaos and the salt sea. Or the sky becomes Nut, the Egyptian god of the stars and cosmos. And these gods can be more abstract, such as Morris the Wonton, who's the god of chaos, I guess. We even see that this may be an attempt to make sense of the world. Like in the writings about Emperor Shun, calling an ancient tribal leader like a reincarnation of that guy over there who's like really a dirtbag, right? This is how people made sense of the world, and gods in folk religion often are made through personification in the image of man. We take things and we make it in man's image. But in Christianity, we see something different. So first, the Bible presents a very grounded view of reality. The earth is the earth, sky is the sky, and there's some strong metaphors like God opening the window of heaven and that resulting in rain, but it's still very clearly to those of a Jewish identity and ethnic background, it's a metaphor. There are like literally no cults that worship the sky window. And trust me, there's a lot of cults that just take anything and run with it. So it's actually kind of incredible we don't have a sky window cult. Christianity is rooted primarily in a living, breathing, and normal world. And the creation story of the Bible actually makes a clear distinction between the creation and the creator. So in Genesis, we see that earth was created in 6 days, and God brings order out of chaos. Eat that, Morris.
Only order. No chaos? It sounds boring.
I'm sure it does to you.
Genesis 1:27 says, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them." So in this passage, God creates man and woman in his image, and he imbues them with the characteristics of the creator onto the creation. So this image, as we've covered before, is a unique thing that separates man from animals and even from the angels. But unlike so many other religions claiming maybe the sea and the sky and the trees should be better represented as images of man, Christianity claims that man is really an image, and he's just a simple personification of God. Like a creation that is tied to something much greater, the creator. There's great irony in the definition of personification, where it's focused on things taking on characteristics of mankind, because people are personifications of a living God. When we compare and contrast folk religion with Christianity, we find that Taiwanese folk religion personifies the creation around it and finds meaning and explanation from that. Christianity, though, places that creator above the creation, and that offers meaning and explanation for our personhood. And who we are, our personification, comes from the image of God, rather than gods coming from the image of man. So thank you for joining us here at Pilgrimage Films. If you came here just for the Marvel content, that might be a little out of our normal wheelhouse, although if Shang-Chi 2 comes out, we'll definitely come back to there. And we might make some more videos on Morris because he's just incredible. He's such a cutie. We are so glad that you joined us. We would love it if you take a moment to like, comment, share our videos, and let us know maybe there's a mystical creature you want to see us cover someday. You guys should learn about Baitsu, by the way. We love the Baitsu. That's all for now. If you have any questions about mystical creatures, go check out some of our other videos because we kind of do that stuff a lot. Till later. Ciao. So there you go. This entire time we've been eating the Chinese god of chaos. I hope you feel okay about that. Morris is adorable. Similar to my cat Neville, don't eat my cat.